Hey everyone, so today I want to talk about the 1996 film Mars Attacks. Obviously, needless to say, the only reason that I wanted to watch this is because it's directed by Tim Burton. However, having said that, I don't personally feel like it feels like a Tim Burton film. I know a lot of people will shout at me for saying that because it is one of his most iconic films and a lot of people think Tim Burton, Mars Attacks. It's an immediate association. However, for me, there were not a lot of elements in it that kind of screamed Burton at me, but it was still an interesting film nonetheless. Basically with this, Martians invade Earth and cause havoc, and we start out thinking, are they friendly, do they come in peace, and then things kind of take a very interesting turn, and the whole of America is starting to fall apart because of this, and we have to try and conquer the aliens, or Martians, quite simply, and that is basically the entire thing. The plot seems to develop for me at quite a slow pace. Not a lot happens. There are a couple of kind of small developments, but for I think an hour and 40 minutes, I think the Martians kind of reveal themselves at about half an hour in. For the rest of it, it's just trying to communicate with the Martians, but at the same time it really works, and that what baffles me. I'm sitting thinking like an hour and 20 minutes in, I was like, what have we achieved? Really, what have we achieved in the last hour? And while I said not a lot, I kind of said, I like that. So it's quite relaxed. You know, a lot of films that deal with this kind of thing are all very technologically heavy, and you know there's so much going on, and you really have to pay attention. This is quite a light film, which may sound odd since it's about Martian invasion, but it works very well. It's also quite comedic in aspect. The Martians themselves, I mean, that's kind of what they generally look like. They are quite interesting creatures. They do have that almost stereotypical Martian look to them, but it works well. So visually, I think it's very beautiful, and the quality. I don't want to spoil it too much, but at one point, and you'll know which one I mean, the two Martians are carrying something into their spaceship, and you can tell that it's not two people carrying a real thing, and it's really odd. And there's a Martian with a cow on his back at one point. The quality of the graphics is quite fascinating. The CGI is interesting, to say the least, but it was 1996. There's a character in this called Byron, just thought I'd throw that out there. You know I'm obsessed with Lord Byron, so every time this woman, his wife, was like, Byron, 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 I'm like, this is weird. But the cast is full of big names. I've written some of them down, and this is only some of them. There are more. If you go on the IMDb page, you'll get a full list, but you have Jack Nicholson, Glenn Close, Pierce Brosnan, Danny DeVito, Sarah Jessica Parker, Michael J. Fox, Tom Jones, Natalie Portman in this I think is brilliant. I really love her character a lot. And how could you not love Danny DeVito? I think Danny DeVito is brilliant. So in terms of cast, it's fantastic. In terms of the plot, it's quite obscure. It is well directed. Oh, it's Tim Burton, of course it is. But for me, it just lacks that fundamental essence of Burton. And it's not as if you can even say it was one of his earliest films, because in earlier films, like Beetlejuice is before this, I'm pretty sure Beetlejuice is before this, Nightmare Before Christmas, things like that, which I think was slightly later. Anyway, the point is, in a lot of his films, you can see it's Burton, you can tell straight away. With this, it's just kind of, you can see why it would be Burton if somebody said to you, this is a Tim Burton film, but if somebody said to you, who's that director? I never in a million years would have said Tim Burton. Maybe I'm alone with that, maybe other people do automatically associate it with Tim Burton, but for me personally, I just can't see the raw essence of Burton that's in this, but never mind. It is a very good film nonetheless. Let me know your thoughts on Mars Attacks, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!